It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas. We have wonderful guests, and my intro song was skipping a little bit. So anyway, today, Jenny Lee and I are going to talk about all the messages that she's gotten from Spirit, and we're going to talk about the sun and the energies and things of that nature. So let me bring Jenny on. Welcome, Jenny.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. It's going and going and going.
Right. Yeah.
So we have a few people in the chat already too. So welcome, ladies, Miss Jeep and Sage. Happy that you're here. And hi, Megs. Some people are coming in. So anyway, we're going to talk about, is it possible that we have a fake sun?
It's very, very possible that we have a fake sun that none of us are excited about and not feeling like we want to bask in the fake sun. Yes. And I think it's happened since April 1st. And is
that when it?
Yeah, that's what I think when it happened. They traded it out for. So I wish that Elon Musk would take a rocket and break that light because it's bad. You're not even getting sunsets.
Let me.
The way they happen. The sunsets are not. You're not usually love the sunsets, bask in the sunsets. You're not getting colors in the sunsets. You're not getting energy off the sunsets. It's like I told people, you don't believe me? Start taking pictures of it. Tell me that is a sun, because it's not. It's not.
Okay. Someone is asking, Jay Thoughts asks, fake sun equals firmament? Question mark, question mark. Let me show you. Let me bring up what I
and show them what you got, and then we can go into the picture. And
I remember a long time ago seeing a picture of a sun simulators. So I'm going to share something. You can look it up yourself to get more information on it. And let me take down some things so you can see it better too. Let me take this off. There. And I can make this a little bigger too, I think. But just so you know, well, I guess maybe I can't make it bigger. But there are such things as sun simulators. What in heaven's name do they want an artificial sun for? So here we go. Photo of the week. Scientists fire up the world's largest artificial sun without melting the earth. Isn't that nice? They didn't melt us. It puts out light 10,000 times as intense as that of the sun. Let me move it up to where the very beginning. Okay, here we have China's $1 trillion artificial sun fusion reactor just got 5 times hotter than the sun. So what a great way to fry our crops and to fry us as well.
Right.
Not that I have many ideas, but I'm sure it never ceases to amaze me the different things that they come up with. So
right.
I found this on chemtrails.substack.com, or if you just search sun simulators, you'll see countries, a whole bunch of countries They have patents for these things. What for? It's kind of like them having patents for the that thing.
Right.
It's very disturbing. So it's not good. Again, in
No,
case you
it's
didn't
not.
in case you didn't believe that the sun could be fake, here's the proof.
Right.
And the patents date back to the 1950s. NASA patent artificial sun in the 50s to be used as Nibiru. Oh, so they wanted to scare us with that. But I know that people I've seen pictures of people that have pictures of seeing two suns. You can't quite, it's just amazing what's going on. But anyway, here's copies of all the different sun simulations.
See, right there, go back. Go back. No, go back.
Further?
Go down just a little bit. And I just did a picture yesterday that shows that. Right there from...
Which one?
Go back
This
up
one?
again. No, the one that looks like a
honeycomb?
Yes. That's the picture. I don't know if I can get it on your screen.
It says right here, artificial fake sky, sun, moon, planet X, Nibiru.
That crap. And I just can't handle. So it's in the pictures I sent you. But yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like a shining disco light, and our bodies are not working off that, and we're not in sync with it. We're hiding from it. And some of us, they're not having a problem with it. But
the sun,
a lot of us are.
We get our vitamin D3 from the sun, which is actually a hormone, but that's a whole nother story. We our neurotransmitters are affected by the sun too, like serotonin and melatonin, and those
that's why
things.
I'm having vitamin C and all that stuff and bringing it in because, there's the 70s movies. I forgot I remember how they were in space and they had to get certain rays of each day of the sun, or their body wasn't going to function. So the fact is, how long can they do this? How long can they do this to us is the problem, because people are dismantling. They are dysfunctioning in this energy. And the ones that have knowledge, they're staying away from it. They're not interacting with it. The plants are dead.
Yeah.
Flowers are dead.
And so many branches on the trees are full of dead leaves or needles or whatever they grow normally. And yes, and Tammy is saying destroying crops. I believe so. They're doing everything in their power to create the food shortages, and this would be another way of ruining crops, as well as flooding and that kind of thing.
Right. That is the thing.
Yeah.
What's going on, and it's not a good situation whatsoever.
And Pudwalker is saying, yes, the war on organics is real, and it sure is.
Well, there's only a certain amount of time we can handle this. That's the problem. There's only a certain amount of time before we really go into a dysfunction process. And the people that haven't, they haven't had any problems with it yet, but there's, majority that I've talked to, people are sending me messages left and right. They can't deal with it. And that's the only thing I can tell you. The 3 days of darkness, I think, have to do with possibly putting that out for 3 days, because the real one has to reappear at some point, and you're going to know the difference the day after of how it feels.
So somebody, Mags Hill, is saying that, Jenny, we've had a fake sun for years. I've seen it in the early morning. How can you tell? Look directly at the sun in the morning for 3 seconds. Close your eyes and you will see prisms.
You feel like you're burning.
I don't know. Maybe they move these fake suns in and out, doing whatever they're heating the app.
At this time, I did not feel that, because I take pictures and I get stuff. Right now, since April, it's been bad.
Yeah, it definitely feels different. I feel the difference too, and it's just heat.
It's like a microwave.
Yes.
Using that light instead of a natural light that we used to interact with, and we don't want to be around it. So what I'm saying is, what's going to happen on the 4th is what I'm wondering. I'm not going to be around it.
Well, Mathis says Mr. Burns had one of the Simpsons. He was an elite as well.
Mr. Burns was one of the Simpsons.
Mr. Burns. Anyway. Let's see. Huh. Budweiser says, is that the NASA fake sun or the Chinese fake sun?
I definitely
well, the picture
I don't know. NASA's pretty bad on their whole stage presence. I would give this kudos more to the China on how bad and strong this one is. But yeah, it's not.
There's somebody else was saying they've seen the patents for the sun simulators. I just had them up there too. There's a patent that shows on one of the pictures. So sun simulators definitely exist. A lot of countries have patents for them. And you have to ask yourself, what are they using them for? What's it for?
Right. Exactly.
I mean, initially it was designed to be used to freak us into thinking it was Nibiru probably that was going to come and crash into our planet or something like that. Another fear mechanism. So anyway.
And I mean, lately, it's been a couple months since you've seen, it looks like two suns combined together. And all you're seeing is white stage presence light that at the end of the evening, you're not seeing the darkness of night in the way it's supposed to be presented. It's not that dark. You're not seeing the stars the way they used to be. You're not feeling a calling to go outside. I mean, that's the whole thing. If you don't, want to believe this, listen to your own instinct, what it's telling you. It's not affecting you the same way. And so I don't believe there's several suns right now. I believe there's one massive, crazy ass spotlight that is
that they got shining on us right now, right?
Right.
That's
not great. That's the thing.
That kind of makes sense because you know what I was growing. I got a couple pot plants that I potted plants. Let me put it that way. That I've had in the front porch and I've had in the back, and a couple of years ago, everything was just fine, but now it just got burned up. I mean, literally burned up.
That's what it feels like. We're burning up, and that's why Spirit said, and that's what yesterday when I talked on the show with Jeep, you get down to 9:30 in the morning. By 10 o'clock, you just want to be in your house, away from the outdoors. I mean, I had to go. I have flowers all around my house, and they're all needing water, and they have shade around it too. And it's just, it's bad. Roses, and they're not even forming. They're falling off. I mean, everything's usually blossoming. It's not. We are not dealing with the same sun.
So Mathis is asking, so where is the real sun then?
I think it's down in our inner planet.
It's down where?
In the inner planet. Our
inner sun.
That's what I got. Earth. Yes. And that's why with this picture, you want to show that one picture I put up and I'll explain.
Oh, okay. Let me share my screen. Let me find that picture that's on Facebook. Oh, yes. I like this picture. You did an outstanding job on this picture. Okay. Explain this to us, Jenny.
Okay. So you see that bright ass light that looks like a beam light that we have on the top up there. And that's the way it feels when we see that fake sun. It doesn't feel like you want to focus on that. It hurts your eyes. Then you have all these clouds camouflaging that light. Then also you have the thunder and all that stuff camouflaging everything.
So when they switch it out, maybe that's why they do all the chemtrails and the clouds and so on, so that you can't see any changeover or whatever. You can't see much of anything.
Minnesota is covered in cloud coverage every day. and they do it on purpose. And then, so then they show me that light is the bottom, is the bottom underneath the ocean. And now that light is where, that original level is that I don't know what you call the sun rising, we're going into the golden ages. Is it a golden sun? But I think I mentioned that you're going to see in the clouds, a golden, like golden colors in the sky, as in a golden yellow. And I'm not seeing that. You see white ass light.
Yeah, it is very white. There's no doubt about that.
There's not pretty sunsets. There's this crap that it's not your.
But it is confusing to people. How can they remove the sun? I mean, how can they do that?
Easily. Same.
Or they just move it in front of this other thing in front of it?
Yeah, all it does, it takes one in front of the other. That's all you got to do is swap it out. I mean, literally, you got people paying attention to their phones. They're not paying attention to the sky.
It's true.
Their ass is on CNN and all that crap. I mean, that's not the problem.
It just reminds me, if you think this is impossible, remember that fake eclipse we saw? I mean, when I was watching that, I couldn't help but see it looked like somebody was pushing a circle over the other.
Right, exactly.
Not going, oh my God.
And then all of a sudden, this is not feeling good. And then this is the thing. I mean, we've been irritable for the last 2 months in this energy, and it feels like we're in a fishbowl, and none of us. And I got to tell you, in the last 24 hours, you feel this change a little bit that's come in. It's not as stagnant but it's still there.
Do you think they're trying to block the light codes as well that we get from the sun?
I believe that they don't want the enlightened ones, because we work off our pineal gland and the frequency, and they're trying to block all that stuff. They're trying to block knowledge. They're trying to block everything that we need. Yeah. Everything that is needed from the original sun. We're dealing with this crap. And I think some people, they don't want to talk about this because it's too much. It's too fearful for them. But
Peg Henry has a question for you. Jenny, what do you think about Cliff High's remote viewing of July 15th? He's saying something big is going to happen. That was different than what I thought it was. But Jenny, I don't know.
Well, you would have to be more I don't know what he's saying that has happened because I don't listen to.
I don't listen to Cliff High.
Cliff High because I don't like him. I don't like his energy. I believe that he's negative.
Very negative. That's
very
why I don't listen to him.
Now I like anybody that's in, there. It's about control. So, and I didn't like what he said about the angels too. So I was very boisterous on that. So I'm not looking at dates, and I keep people ask me on dates. I go, it's not dates. It's energy moving, shifting. And you can feel it, and that's what you need to be paying attention to. Everybody gets sucked into those dates, and we need to be paying attention to these changes. And I think I go back to Trump's prediction when he would be they're talking about the leaves changing. And now we don't know what season we're in because everything has been flipped upside down. So with the weather, the way it's going, it's drying things out. I mean, could we be seeing leaves turn pretty fast here? I don't know. But what I'm saying is there's stuff going on.
They're either burning the leaves in the crops or the trees, or they're flooding the area and destroying the crops and the homes. And it's all part of their very dark agenda. Someone is asking, what do those waves represent, Jenny? And what do the cliffs represent?
Waves, the cliffs are like the inner earth, like going down deep. Like the ocean, and that there's more things going on inside, deeper into the ocean, and that there are doors that are underneath the ocean, that it's been there. So that's more of a giant door. that you're seeing that reflection come out of, that I got to download on the Giants tonight. So, and that's the thing, is everything's changing, and it's still, they want to catch up to CNN to think that that's the going. In some way, at some point, CNN's going to tell the truth.
No, really? Are you sure?
It is such a hopia process on everything. So, it's crazy. I mean, there's nothing that I would trust right now that comes off the computer or the. Actually, I like Real Raw News, but the thing is, I'm just telling you what I feel, that whole debate was a joke, to say, hello, you guys still buying this? You still believing that you can debate a dummy? It's actually so bad. We're at a point that the aliens must look at us and I go, oh God, you just want to hide your head. Are they believing this stuff?
They didn't wake up yet.
It's just getting embarrassing.
Oh. The current administration is an embarrassment.
I don't think there is one. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And they keep thinking that there is, and they keep thinking there's going to be an election.
It's not happening. I don't think, anyway.
Everybody's dead. So, it's just, I don't know, when do you call the red curtain? Come on, call it already. We're at a point that it's excruciating for a lot of us, because it's bad. And I'm saying that because we're at the edge in a different way. And maybe that's what they want. How far do you want to exist and think that this reality is a reality? It's not. But they won't step away because they're so afraid of the things that they've been appeased by in this world, and what makes them feel good, and they paying big mortgages, and paying big grocery bills, and paying big gas bills, and they're so programmed in that, and they just got to go, stop.
Seriously. Sage is asking, who is they? When you were saying they, who is that? Who are you referring to?
So, the collective of energy that I always see a table, and all these beings around this table, and looking like little chess pieces. They're moving things into our earth. That's the way I see it. And I do my own frustration of communicating with that, going, enough, we're over this. Move it to a stage. We have to push it over the cliff. Like, see, you have the cliff on the pictures. And the water's falling in, and the light's coming in, and it's at a point that it has to be done. But the thing is, what you're noticing is these people, they want to get every soaking, bloody dime of money that they have left from the old system and soak it up and soak it into the fear. And people, they don't have it anymore. They're done. So it is starting a revolution in a different way, because I'm telling you, people have about another month, and not even that it's pushing the brink. It's going to do it.
Well, once again, I've heard this as well. Mathis is saying that the Supreme Court has ruled on the Brunson case, which would void the election results and automatically take Biden out and all of them all at once. Rumor has it Trump will be reinstated. I had Lloyd Brunson on the show months back when they filed the case, and they've been it took forever for the Supreme Court to even be willing to look at it. But I have read the same thing that he is saying here, that earlier in the month, this was dealt with. And it's just they haven't come out and told anybody. And the mainstream media, even if it's been taken over by the White Hats, which is what I've been hearing, I haven't been seeing any changes to speak of as a result.
Right.
But I'm sure that takes a little bit of time too.
Okay, so for something for that to come out, you would want your military aligned, everything aligned, because the trickle effect of that.
Well, it's my understanding that there's military in all the states now. They that's what I read that too.
Right. And
that's intentional.
Yes. So you have to have the chess pieces in order, because that they're going to go into Trump's syndrome, demon syndrome, like, they start to lose it. And then, like I said, when that starts and they start to do that, the white buses roll up, go, what type of psych ward do you want today? So I'm just telling you, they know what they're doing. That is the last process. Once they do that, they know it's over. They know it's going to push them. They know they're going to react. They know, because that's what the Democrats have programmed them to do in a reaction way. Mm-hmm. So that is where things have to be unplugged.
Yeah.
They have to be unplugged. And that's why I keep going. 3 Days of Darkness. There's a reason. But on the other end of us, I think all of us are going to be like, thank you. Because I'm telling you, a lot of us are not watching TV. We're a little bit on the internet. We're okay without the phones. We're already in that process. We don't care. Just pull the plug. So it's the people are afraid of the unknown. If the system
and change,
system goes down, what's on the other side? Freedom.
People forgot how to be free. I mean, truly free.
Right. And that's the thing. They think they are. And that's why I'm like, you're celebrating the 4th of July. Will you look at your country? Where is that? Where's the freedom?
Excuse me? Where's the freedom? I'm not seeing it. I'm not feeling it. The land of the free and the home of the brave. That was a great
right
catch-all line.
So then I want to go into this. They showed me a lion energy, and this is what I channeled this afternoon. I don't have time to, because I've done, and you can bring that picture up, because I've already done several images of lions. And these are bigger lion energy. It should be in one of those. Let me tell you.
Tammy is saying the movie Leaving the World Behind indicates 9/18 as an end date. Well, what they, that was made by the Obama, so I'm not going to put a whole lot of weight in that regard. What they wanted to happen and what's going to happen are two very distinctly different things, in my humble opinion.
Right.
And Rocky Mountain Skywatcher, I agree with you. He says, we have never been truly free.
Yes, but you've been told you are.
Yeah.
You're not.
And we drank the KoolAid.
Yes, it did. Willingly. So, do you want to go to that lion picture, the lion energy?
Oh, okay. Let me see. Is that on here? That's not it, is it?
No, keep going.
The lion. There's a lion.
That's one. Okay, so that has okay, do you remember the real sun, and you know how it had a golden light like that? Remember how it was like
I
that? Do you guys
remember when I
have
was
any
a child,
flashbacks now what the
was
sun
yellow.
looked like?
The sun used to be yellow.
Yes, exactly. So they're showing me this. They're showing me the pyramids. They're showing me the stage. You know, the curtains have to come down, and the lion, which is, you know, to me, the lion is the, I always see him by a creator, the bravest. And that symbolism has been writing out for me for 5 or 6 years on that, the peace that it brings, the control that it has. And so images, if you're having dreams about it, this lion, if you're having dreams about New Kingdom, and this is the thing that represents the golden ages, that represents the new pyramids, the futuristic pyramids. Like I said, I've been talking about the reflection in the sky, and maybe they're trying to drown out this stuff that they don't want you to see anything that's going on. But I mean, right now we don't know, you know, this is a reflection. So I'm talking about, you know, it looks like pyramids everywhere, and it's a reflection. You're looking up. They're showing me this. And that's what maybe they don't want us to see. But we're in this protection process. So.
What do you mean protection process? What do you mean?
They're showing me we're going into creation's protection. So. The golden ages, this is the thing, and this is what they told me. These golden colors in the sky are important. Maybe they don't want us to see it, and it's so damn white you can't see it right now, but I'm telling people, look for that color. Look for that. If you look at that gold, it makes you feel different from that white. If you compare both of them on side to side, you know which one is the true one and which one is not.
Right.
So it's important. You see what it protects. You see it protects the shepherd. You see it's around that whole angelic presence and in that energy. And it's just where they want you to focus. If you saw this type of sun in the sky now, you'd be excited. I would be. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, really. Mathis has a comment here. Generation X. I'm Generation X and believe Bush hook, line, and sinker when he said Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. We all were played because of our patriotism, but that's not our fault. It's time to take it back now. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more.
Yes, you have to. You can't. I think people think someone else is going to do it. Someone else is going to do it. Someone else is going to do it. We have to get
exactly.
out of it.
That's, yeah. But at the same time, people don't know what they can do.
Well, it resides within them. And where they would get off the phone. You know, that's the thing. I can't, the product pushing, the consuming pushing, all that stuff is it's just the ultimate high on how they're just putting that in your face. And I've stepped away. I can't stand the stuff anymore. I can't stand to look at anything like that. I either go in after and look at something and pull out. You have to go in and pull out. Do not stay in the existence of looking at that over and over, because then all of a sudden it starts to work on you. So, so they're talking about that with the download, and they're talking about the giants. And I've done, even if you want to switch to the giant, and I was thinking I'm going to do a drawing today, but I'm like, I've already drawn the giants over and over on this process. So you want to switch to...
Okay, you want me to switch the picture?
Yeah, it should be the giant.
Okay, let me go back. Tell me when to stop. No?
No, keep going. No.
Oh, I guess I have to go back the other way. All right.
Yeah.
Giants here.
There's another lion. See, to get ready. by the way, like go back to that for a second. That has another line with get ready with a time on there. And okay, that's the giant. But that has the time's up, get ready. So, and that's, you know, that's where we're getting to a point. Okay, go back to the other one.
Okay.
So this is it, you know, the giants, and there, and I referred it to a book that I got out of, and what they talked about these giants. Okay, so these giants can't be awakened by any man's voice. I don't care how they call them or anything like that. There's a certain time that they will be awakened, and just like in the Euphrates River, that they bind and tie down those demonic fallens angels, there was a time that they were awakened. Now we're in the process of the giants, and this is what's going to blow people's mind, that these giants were very intelligent beings. They could do a lot of things, and when they find out that this is a big process of our history, and how things were created, and how they were how these were protectors, and how intelligent they were, and not in the. So they're showing me, and I talked about, Spirit went back to it, it's like the voice. Remember the voice in the sky? And we always think that everything's a human size, and it's not. It's bigger than that. So they're talking about these coming to the top. It's not some man that's going to call them, or some people that's going to wake them. You know, it has to do with the energy, because it has to do with the sound in the inner earth. It's going to make a sound, and you're going to hear that calling, and that's a different voice. And this is too scary for people. And I want you to understand, in history, they tried to scare you about the giants and what they do, and they eat people, and they do all this. Well, humans eat people.
Yeah, they do.
So
good point.
Let's reverse the role on that.
We have cannibals among us.
So that's the whole thing, and that's not the energy I always have got with them, the intelligence, and that they carry a device that is precious that they never wanted man to have. So we're going into these times that we're told were not real, and seeing devices and seeing stuff in our ground. So they're showing me we're in these stages of the awakening, and that's not just with us. It's in nature. It's things that are in the ground that are awakening, and then they are surfacing to the top, the water. And so so I saw them in the Utah area. I saw them in Iran, Iraq. I've seen them in many, as I said, in many mountains. You'll hear this calling that they're talking about. They're not alone. So that realm will open up, that realm of that calling. But what's calling it? That's the thing. They never wanted to go into what was actually calling it. It's creator. Because whatever that device that they have, that was the only hands it was going to go back into. And so man has nowhere to go. There's nothing left to do except allow everything to basically be opened up. But you got the other side where they want to contain everything and just keep things at that process that we're at and just keep it contained. No, we don't. We want to rip off the Band-Aid. We'll let things fall where they need to fall. Let humanity stand up and start taking their position, and stop trying to think there's an easy, slow way to get out of this. We have to take that position. And so if it takes the giants to wake us up, I guess it will. I'm not afraid of that. So,
well, if they're high vibrational beings, that will affect the collective and the energetics on the planet.
Right. That is the thing that they're showing me. So it has to do with that. Remember I told you about that hearing that you hear behind your ears that will call to the animals and it'll call to the kingdoms, but it's all going to call to that frequency, because the first thing that they say, you're going to hear a giant voice. Are we in?
Max Hill's got a question for you, if you're ready. She says she has a friend who is constantly communicating with a celestial, according to him. Not all souls will survive after the body dies. What are your thoughts?
True. Because
So
I
we're
told
talking
you
about the souls not surviving, not the bodies. The bodies don't matter. They're just the meat suit.
Right, because it has to do with the way, what did the soul decide to do here, though? Do you understand? You can get a soul out of a body, and it can still be in fear. It can still, just it does when we do with mediumship. Doesn't mean it knows where to ascend. It doesn't mean it stays. It doesn't mean that it still makes a choice, okay? But
well, I thought all souls were eternal, so that's why that would be my thought there. That I
well,
don't
what
get
I've heard is one drop of any type of innocent blood will be disintegrated. If you want to know what will disintegrate it, and spontaneously and instantly, is one drop of innocent blood. So we know where the negatives.
That's the children.
Yes. So I mean.
Okay. So I was just under the assumption that anyone that would do something of that nature didn't even have a soul to begin with. They had already sold
It'll
it.
be instantly, spontaneously disintegrated. From here out, who would want it? Who would want to be? I mean, I wouldn't. There's nobody. I mean, what we really think inside of what we want to really do to these people that hurt the children it's a totally different bracket.
Walker made an interesting comment. He said souls are eternal unless they break the universe's laws and disconnections from source.
Yeah, because they showed me that they can this dark space that they could say that they can dismantle the spirit, the soul.
Wow.
So, and it's like a particle that just gets completely dismantled. So yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. And I think that goes back to when I was talking about when they were telling them that these boxes that they would lay upon Earth, and it's almost like a suction. I mean, that would, it would make sense to move anything that's evil off. So I mean, the cleansing side of our inner earth, the cleansing side of our air, the cleansing side of everything has to be from head to toe.
Well, don't we want a pristine earth again, like it originally was, until these entities, overlords, took over, manipulated us and everything that goes with the planet?
Right.
We definitely want it back the way it was originally intended. And guess what? I don't think when Infinite Creator made us or created, when we were created, I just don't, I do not believe we were meant to be slaves or to have to work for a living.
And that's hard for 3D to understand, a system that is in creation and that is sharing and it is abundance and it is balance across the board. That's fathom the mind that can exist completely.
There we go. I don't know. Did you want to see any other pictures or? You're
snake.
breaking up a little bit.
Go ahead and go. Let me see if there's any more pictures that they put up there.
Oh, okay. I'll go back. There was that one other picture. I was wondering what that was all about. So let me move it this way.
Okay.
Oh, they're all this.
Go back to that other energy.
Well,
Okay,
let me ask you, what are these little, I don't know, you probably can't see my pointer, can you?
Those what I've seen,
circles.
those little circles are energy going into that white light, and they're in the circle motion. And I have seen pictures of it happening. So whether they're moving energy or they're putting it in precise areas, and then they're clouds are off, but I'm seeing these circles. So right here is what they want right around. They want us to go into that full on, okay? So what's happening, it's avoiding us to go into for.
Is that like aura here?
Yeah, but the yellow one is like.
What's happening to your sound? Something's happening to you. It's like we're losing your sound or you're freezing up. Oh, it's your connection. I'm seeing yellow bars.
Yeah, I am too. It's slowing down. Give it a minute and see if it stays.
Did you want me to go to another picture, or is this one you want to comment more on it?
So that we want our soul to be in thin energy. That's what I want to go to that quote, but the connection.
This is Pudwicker says that he has seen auras ever since he was a kid, and he says that these look like auras that he's seen. So your drawings are spot on.
You want golden energy all the way across the board. Boy, that internet.
Let's see. Somebody who says, who knows, is asking a question. Okay, Jenny, so I understand all the bad stuff isn't going to happen, but are they going to try to round up and put us in FEMA death camps, and they use the over 20 million immigrants as soldiers? No.
Impossible. No.
Now, someone was asking me about apparently there are a bunch of, they said Mexican cartel people supposedly near Cheyenne Mountain. Well, I looked into that further, and what I understand is going on is they are actually training Mexican soldiers to take over their own government, which is very corrupt.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Yes. And I wish we would just take care of ours at the same time.
Well, like I said, I think at this point, anybody would see a ship in the sky or anything like that, they'd say, anything's better than what we got right now. That's the way they see it. It's the truth, though. They'd be happy to see something new that's more intelligent than what you got right now. So let me go into this. The testing is coming. So this is what we're talking about, the 4 snakes. And they're sounds from the ocean. The sea storms come in again, and they're going to go into the east coast of waves. So I showed you those waves on that picture, because that.
Yeah, where did that picture go? I lost that picture.
Back to it.
So go back this way. There it is. Okay.
That one, yeah. So the waves, so kind of reference to that, storm is coming again. East Coast, waves. Many things will wash up to the beaches. And they're talking about New York. Look into the, look to the skyline, look to the skies for the big storms that are coming. So they're saying specifically, they're not showing me the water around New York. They're saying specifically in the sky. And Japan was an earthquake, different in many ways, hitting the coastland. So this is going to be completely different. And I see sightings in the skyline of pyramids. And we're talking about worldwide sightings. And they say Illinois, New York, Ohio, Minnesota. These are all affected areas that you're going to see different stuff, weather patterns, all kinds of stuff that's going to react. So, and they keep, because I had the dream about these 4 snakes, and then each one comes at a different angle and affects you a different way. And then we're going into this testing is coming. But they go down into, we talked about Denver Airport, which feels like it's coming ground up.
The Denver Airport has some disgusting pictures. Children in coffins and all kinds of really a demonic looking horse.
Right.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And then LA, is the landslides, mudslides, because I talked about the mountain area and then losing foundation and then having mudslides coming, deterioration of roads. So that's what they're showing me. So, and they keep saying the 4 snakes.
What is the snakes? I don't get the snakes thing. Someone else told me that I know that's a light worker said something about seeing a snake. And they wondered if it was dimensional or what it was. So what is this? What is this?
What they show me in my dream, it has to do with 4 storms in different ways that are coming, that it is going to test us in this process. So, and I don't think it's far off where these storms are starting.
So when you're saying storms, are you referring to earth changes?
Yes, earth changes, but they describe the skyline, of looking at the skyline and things that, because I talked about New York and seeing a light that come down from the sky. That sighting is important. The chess piece of the game is coming to a close. 3 days of darkness, the darkness of the days. No light in the sky. So animals would stand in the street in unusual behavior. Like, it's not like a rural area. You're seeing if they're coming out. Why would they?
Okay. I have a comment on your unusual behavior of animals. Okay. I saw a Sargon the Great, I think his name is, on Instagram. I really like him. He puts out some really good stuff. Anyway, he had this picture of a deer that looked like it was trying to eat a snake. I mean, it made no sense at all. It was totally bizarre. And then there was another one where a rabbit was crossing the road fighting and trying to eat a snake as well. So I don't know what that's all about, but it's pretty bizarre.
Well, if they're trying, maybe they're trying to represent that or trying to show you what's coming. That's the whole thing. But I'm just saying they're representing them in storms for me.
The snakes are representing the storms as you see it?
Yeah, they're not a physical snake.
Okay.
They are a storm. 4 storms. And then they're talking about the plates of our world is changing, like underneath us. And like this, I talked about the steam coming up. You know, the whole thing is there's not anywhere in this world you can't be in denial of this process anymore. It's in your face. It's down the street. It's everywhere. And so this is part of that writing out. But you know, you should be happy if you see darkness right now, because then you're like, oh, at least it's ending. You got to start it to end it. You can't just keep putting it off.
Mary JG says, aren't these changes due to our twin solar system being here? There are massive planets surrounding us.
No. It has to do with the fact that we have to go through, and it almost feels like we're going through a straw, you know, and all this 3D process is dismantling. And like they said, that the colors on the 5D side are not the colors you think that are great here. Imagine on the other side. We have to get to the other side. We have to get to the other side of the bridge. There's only way to go. We have to go through it. There's not a soft road to take to get there. You know, and people think the suffering of how we're getting here and everything, but we didn't turn our head on certain events, which I'm talking about the children. Yeah. You know, it has to be witnessed and seen.
And you know what's really sad, Jenny, that I find is people don't even want to hear it.
Because they're not human.
They're definitely not human. No human could do that, in my opinion.
They're not human. They want to live in their own reality. They want to live in their illusion, that because it's too much truth. But I don't know. I don't know, because with that type of child suffering and hearing that and being in that energy, if a human's mindset can turn that off. It doesn't say much for their credibility of who they are. What is worth, and what do you have to say if you turn the innocence of the children away? Because I'll tell you, seeing the reaction of someone hurting a child, most people would take a bat to them. But because it's done secretly, it's the program. There's no peace with that. There hasn't been peace with me on that for a long time. And that's something my soul can't reside with, of acting like it's okay and not thinking of it every day. We haven't learned.
Lenore says, why do the awakened have to be here for this cleansing? Are we needed for the light anchoring?
Gosh. And that's been how we hold this certain energy. But we're, like I said, the swords, the stones, everything been thrown at us. Everything's been taken away. Everything's been tested to us. I'm just telling you, we had to be here. We had no choice in many ways, because someone had to do it. And
we volunteered to do it, didn't we?
We did, but I have an issue with some of the torturous situations we've been in the last 2 weeks. Yeah. I am like a type of person that I rather rip it off and be done with it, you know, and however the suffering is. But this stuff is different.
Tracy is asking why they are blanketing the sky with gray or clouds. What are they hiding? And
look at the picture. They're hiding everything, so you can't see anything.
Yeah.
And that, you know, these clouds that they're putting up every evening, and they're not allowing you to see the sunset, the real sun, and the beautiful sunsets, and the energy they get off the sunset. It's just, it's horrible.
Who would you say is doing it? Because she's asking that too. Who is doing it? Satanists, basically. Governments.
And I think there might be two different battles going on with that situation. And that's what I think. Because I think with the light, there would be a certain point that we'd have to get to. But I think the ultimate end to it is the 3 days of darkness. We won't be able to come back.
Now, this is what I just heard about the 3 days of darkness, which I thought was very interesting, is as the planet is moving more into the photon belt, it's going to actually stop the planet's rotation. And because they reverse the rotation of the planet, just like they've reversed everything on the planet in terms of what we usually think something might be. So when that happens, that'll be 3 days of actual darkness as that adjustment takes place and it starts to spin the correct way instead of the opposite way it was intended. That's just what I read. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. It made sense. It makes sense.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, sorry, I got car racing starting.
Now, people are wondering about the ZIM bonds and so on. I don't know what's going to happen in that regard. Looks like us humanitarians are really going to need to rebuild this country after all that happens. Good thing I have a lot of ZIM bonds.
Right.
I have one too, for that matter. But
Mathis
has a couple.
Always gold and silver with me. So.
What I had was gifted to me, and I don't think anybody's going to gift silver and gold. But anyway, so.
Right. So, yeah, that's kind of what I have for tonight, and what I've got updates on and everything. So everybody knows how to contact me. You know, I've got.
Oh, that's interesting.
Pictures I was gonna do today, and I just couldn't finish it all, and so I've got it coming up again. I think a lot of people are getting more downloads of information, so it's in that zone.
Well, Pudbarker's saying that the rotation was reversed eons ago. Yes, that's what I read, and locked into place by the moon spaceship. Interesting. Okay. What? Okay. Are the tests for the awakened or normies for 4 more tests? Any idea how to prepare? Or are these tests instinctual?
The normies. I'll be happy when the face is planted on the pavement, because there is the ultimate test. Once you get to the pavement and the puke bucket, there's no more test. Where you're there. Just carry your puke bucket around and suck in the reality that we've been sucking in for years. And people think that's a little harsh. I'm like, no, it needs to be harsh. It needs to be put out there that way. It's time.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, when you finish those drawings, you get in touch with me and we'll put it out there.
Yeah, sounds great. Everybody knows how to get in contact with me. I just got racing in the back now. Car racing.
Yeah, and your site is jennysite.net.
Yeah, Jenny's site. ~2 S's. Yeah. So they know how to contact me for readings and everything.
You did a great job with this picture. It's
yeah, I got more.
Very well done. Very well done. Your artistic talent is getting better and better all the time.
Well, I got one. I'm doing an under Earth and in levels, and that is getting difficult and technical, so it takes left and right side brain going back and forth when I channel it.
I would have to say a little bit, Mathis, on what you're asking about my hearing. It's a little bit better. It's not all gone yet, though. I'm working on it too. And thank you, Sage. And thank you, everyone, for being here and listening and participating in the chat. We always appreciate that. And I'm sure we will be back when Jenny finishes her drawings and we'll do another show.
Yeah.
So that being said,
stay out of that light, though. Stay in the light, but stay out of that sunlight.
yeah, really. Call in the true light of the Creator.
Yeah.
So
they need to dismantle that light.
Okay. So thank you for being here. We'll see you all again in the not too distant future.
Good night.
Stay in love and be in kindness at all times. Thank you.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day. We'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers. Stronger than ever, never say never. Don't look back now, don't look back now. Rise up, stand with each other. We are sisters and brothers, finding our place and running the race. We'll take our chance and seize the moment. Hold on tight and don't let go of all your hopes and dreams that light the way. We control our fate. Destiny awaits. We are all the actors in the stories we create. Hope will be our guide. We'll no longer hide. When we roll like thunder, feel the wonder from inside. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely